Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, people. Hello and welcome to Footy Judgmo. Manchester United are back. We all know that. They're going to have a song exactly like this one, of course, soon. Of course, this is going to be the new Man United song, of course. They're going to get the win, of course. Everyone is saying they're going to smash Chelsea on this weekend. Man United fans are so happy. Of course, we know, people. Absolutely. Wow. Wow.
We stand, united we rise.
Here we go.
Let's break down this door.
Anyway, people, listen, hit that like button if you're
I'm Ashraf and David, not one of you danced? Nah, you guys suck, man.
The thing about
None of you guys
David
are good
is
at parties, clearly.
Bro,
Frauds.
David sent me the coolest picture someone can send for a thumbnail, bro. He's like sitting on a couch, bro, showing his biceps and triceps and shoulders, bro, and he's like, I'm here for the win, bro. Bro, it's a thumbnail on YouTube, bro. It's not.
Yeah, David thinks it's a
on
Tinder. Wake
YouTube,
up.
bro.
Wake up, Harry. It's not Tinder.
Sorry.
He's sending me the picture. I'm like, what was... I'm married, bro.
I said, I honestly, I rarely ever take photos. Genuinely, the only photos I've got are of me like playing sport. That is it. I hate taking photos. That is a photo I took today. So yeah,
it's cool though. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Listen, we have Ashraf here, of course, ripping Arsenal, but of course, everyone wants to talk about Man United. But Man United fans, of course, they're together. The content creators, you know what I mean? They are all together. Our back. You know how it works. Amorim, bro, the Big Six yesterday played the best clip I've seen in my life. They had a compilation of all Saeed's reactions after the games at Old Trafford, bro. From we're built different, this is Ten Hag's era, to get this fraud out. And I had people yesterday tell me Amorim rejected Liverpool and listen, he joined Manchester United. It's great. The copium is good. But listen, we're here to talk about it, of course. Arsenal were sweating over the injury of Timber and Gabriel. Looks like, why are you so serious, Ashraf? It's all right. This is just YouTube. What? It's not an interview. It's
As
not
an Arsenal
an
fan, it's a
interview.
stressful time. Wallah, it's a stressful time.
It's not, bro. You're all right. Oh.
Yeah, I think we're
I went
okay,
to Saad's stream yesterday. I went and joined them for a bit. They were joking and laughing. Saad, Martin. They were happy, bro. They were happy. Anyway, and listen, Nicholas Jackson is enough. Lewis yesterday did a stream mocking us for comparing Jackson to Havertz, which is absolutely phenomenal. I watched that, a bit of that. But listen, we're here to talk about Nicholas Jackson, of course. But listen, we have to start with Ruben Amorim. Dan Potts is going to join us. Don HUSAM channel in the description. Dan Potts' channel in the description. 12th Man Podcast. Make sure you guys go subscribe.
You got so formal. Don HUSAM channel in the description, like as if we don't speak every fucking day. This is not normal. Don HUSAM. Why are you so formal?
How many streams do you think we reckon we do a week? How many streams?
Me and you, at least 4 on MHF. 2 on your channel, 2 on mine, 8, mashallah.
No, plus the match reactions sometimes.
Plus the match reactions, yep.
Yeah, bigger people. Guys, there's almost 500 people here who aren't even on 100 likes. If you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Hit that like button, people. Get us this show to 300 likes. And if you're watching this on the replay, which is I know a lot of people do, hit that like button. It helps the channel. I'm actually going to start with David. The reason why, because he was close to
he's
Chelsea.
a model.
He's kind of a model. Amorim, can he turn it around at Man United? 3-5, 3-4-3, Bruno, Kobe Mano, Marcus Rashford, Xerxes, and Højlund. I'm sure a lot of Chelsea fans did some research when he was linked to your club about the way he plays and all the stuff. So, do you think he can turn it around?
No, I don't. I think genuinely, like I think with the way I look at United squads, I think they're gonna have to go backwards before they go forward. It's honest. I don't see how this current squad.
There's no more backwards. Well, they're 14th. There's no more backwards.
No. But as in like from where they were where they finished last year, what 6th, 5th, 6th, 7th? No, 7th.
They finished 7th. They finished 8th. They finished 8th, Habib.
7th. I think it was 7th. No,
8th.
They finished behind us. Was it 8th? Wow. Ooh,
7th
they might
or
not
8th?
be able to go backwards.
8th, bro.
I thought they
Anyway,
finished 7th.
my point is,
Who are you talking about?
Man United. He's like, can Amorim?
Oh, 8th. You're right. They finished 8th. You're right.
Turn it around. His first word is like,
fine.
No.
Maybe not go backwards, but I think with their squad is going to have to go backwards in terms of they're going to have to get rid of so many people and then refurbish it before they start going forwards. So I think regardless of how good Amorim is default, I don't see how he kind of saves their season, because I think their season is just a mess in general. Like I don't see it. I'm talking about specifically just this year. He might be a success in the future, and like his sporting team's doing really well right now. They've won 9 games in a row. They've only conceded 2 goals. Like, they're doing really well. That's great. But at the same time, Man United, they're just kind of. I literally went and looked at their squad, and I was just like, yeah, back 3. I just don't know how it's gonna work. I just don't see how it gels together.
They hacked your internet, but fine. They hacked your internet. They didn't like what you're about to say, Brody. I get the enthusiasm of Manchester United. To be honest, I'm actually excited about watching Amorim for Man United. Everybody knows that I don't like Manchester United as a football club. I think their fans are entitled, right? But I want to see Amorim join him. I actually disagree with the appointment. I think Man United needed a bigger name before they go to the project, to the guy, the exciting guy. It's too many egos. Mentality has to be different. I was listening to some people, like pundits and stuff, and some of them said that Man United needed the elk of a Mourinho or a Conte or an Allegri or a Tuchel before they go to an Amorim. There has to be someone that is capable of steering the ship first towards when people go to Old Trafford, the players I mean, Roy Keane actually said it. Roy Keane said that the players need to believe that they are Manchester United football players again. Like, it is not just a normal club. And I'm not sure if Amorim is the guy. Amorim is like Arteta in the beginning, right? Yes, he has more experience than Arteta. He won 2 trophies at Sporting Lisbon. But so was Ten Hag. Can someone explain to me why this sound different than the Ten Hag signing? Can someone explain to me? I want to be convinced. I'm a Man United fan. I'm a Man United fan, right? Erik Ten Hag was this genius, right? At Ajax, Champions League semi-final, won with Ajax, built a lot of players that went for loads of money, right? Coached a lot of players that went for loads of money. I want Man United fans to convince me, why do I need to believe it's different than Ten Hag?
Ineos.
Why?
I think it is. Yeah, but I
Ineos.
don't think that's a bad argument, though. I think it is the ownership and the new director of football and stuff. But I don't know why they kept him in the first place. I get he won the FA Cup last season, and they probably were like, oh, you know what? Let's give him a little bit of a chance. And if he doesn't do well in the first quarter of the season, we'll sack him. I think that's stupid. Like, there were so many red flags last season, even when they took over, that for me it was super clear that they should have sacked him. I think as a United fan, if you're trying to look for some positivity, you probably could look at it is a new ownership, it is a new management. Maybe they could do things a bit differently. I don't know. I definitely think United will improve for sure, 100%. I think there will definitely be, even if it's a new manager bounce, I think there will be some sort of improvement. You mentioned it yourself, more like they're 14th. How much worse could they get? And I don't think they have a bad squad. I generally don't. I think right now, I think they're 7 points behind 4th place. I think if he gets certain things right in the beginning, I think they could even challenge for top 4. They'll get it or not, I don't know, but I think they definitely can challenge for top 4.
I actually think they're gonna improve. I actually think with Ruben Amorim, they can actually
thank you, Sherlock Holmes. They get a better coach and they're gonna improve. Wow.
It's not
that's such a crazy opinion, Mo. Honestly. This is why everyone's tuning into Footy Judge Mo. For Mo's edge opinion that Man United are gonna get better now that they've sacked that bald fraud. We already know that. If Dan Potts became their manager, they'd become better as well. So we already know this, because Ten Hag ain't got no style. He ain't got no system. He's playing a 3-1-6. You get me? No one plays that shit who has a regular, footballing IQ. Ten Hag has caused his own downfall. The funny part is, actually, and I'm sure the guys probably would agree as well, the game against West Ham was actually one of their best performances of the whole season. Like, they could have scored 5 goals by the first half alone, and they just kept missing chance after chance after chance. That's the one game where you actually wouldn't blame Ten Hag, but now the results become a mess. I'm sorry, as crap as some of the Man United players are, and I'm sure Mo as well wants to get to conversations about the Man United squad and shit like that, as crap as the Man United players are, bro, they're not 14th in the league crap. Like, let's also be
100% no. Yeah, 100%.
Like, I'm not looking at the Premier League going like, wow, they're worse than Brentford. Of course, I'm not taking more players than United players. Oh, we know this. But now, Man United need to understand something. This mess, everything myself, David, Ashraf, and Dan have seen as rivals over the last 10 years, we've seen this movie before. Get Mourinho out and we'll win. Get Oli out and we'll win. Get Van Gaal out and we'll win. Get Moyes out and we'll win. Blah, 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 blah. We've seen this movie 7 million times before. And I know I speak for the guys when I say we're all bored of it. So until you show actual improvement, actual better decision making. And by the way, they didn't show it this summer, because you kept Ten Hag reluctantly and then you went and bought Ten Hag players. So what's the actual point? You go and you want to spend money on a manager you're not convinced with, and you give the manager the keys. Now, for the first time ever for Man United for the last 10 years, every single player in the squad, or 90% of them, because I know there's outliers here and there, are literally Ten Hag players. Literally 90% of the players are all Ten Hag players. This is a Ten Hag team. This is Ten Hag squad. So now Amorim comes in. This is the challenge for Amorim. You have to work with the shit that you have now. Meaning, Amorim has to get a tune out of Mazraoui, get a tune out of De Ligt, get a tune out of Onana, get a tune out of every single one of those players that are specifically handmade and handpicked for Erik Ten Hag. This is where the challenge now starts. Because yes, in January and the summer, Amorim could go like, I want this player from Sporting Lisbon, I want that player from the Portuguese league, they're good, blah, 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 blah. We understand that. But the truth of the matter is, this will only be shown not only on the pitch in terms of tactics, but also in the transfer windows. Until May, none of us can actually tell if Man United have changed. And I'll tell you why. If Man United go to the Portuguese league, go buy 3, 4, 5 players, then I know they haven't improved at all. They're just doing the same shit over and over and over again. Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola, the two most successful managers in the Premier League last 10 years, they didn't buy a single player from Dortmund or a single player from Bayern Munich. They didn't go back to their old clubs or their old leagues and go get a bunch of players. Firmino, we bought from the Bundesliga before even Klopp was there. You get me? Pep Guardiola wasn't making calls to Barcelona, calls to Bayern Munich, yalla, let me go get players from you. They actually use the scouting system and actually know what to do. And that's why this summer I was shocked. They signed Lenny Yoro. I'm like, okay, wait. Maybe they're improving a little bit. Maybe they have developed a brain here. And then they go back to what they know. De Ligt, Mazraoui, Dutch league, Dutch league, Dutch league. This is all they're doing. So this won't work. Because with all due respect, and I'll end on this, if you take Ajax Amsterdam at their best over the last 15 years and put them in this Premier League right now, they'd struggle to finish 7th or 6th. And I'm saying this with all due respect, because the best Ajax side we saw had Ziyech right wing, had Anthony, had players like that. Some of them are good players, but a lot of them, when they moved on to other clubs, they failed. Donny van de Beek failed. Ziyech wasn't that good at Chelsea. They were happy to get rid of him. Anthony, the less said about him, the better. They have a lot of players. Lisandro Martinez, now Man United fans themselves have turned on him. Onana. A lot of these players we don't rate in general in terms of football. So, yes, Amorim is going to make a tactical difference, but Mo, it's all about the long term. And this is what I'll tell you, Mo. In the next 5 games, with Amorim in charge, Man United could win 3, draw 1, lose 1, or even win all 5. This doesn't indicate that Man United have an amazing squad or an amazing team or any of that shit, because this will take time. And until Ineos fix it upstairs, it will never be fixed downstairs. Even with Pep and Klopp doing tag team managing Man United, it still wouldn't be fixed until they fix upstairs. Simple as.
Let me ask Potts this, okay? Big up, Dan. Do you think Man United fans, the guys that used to win all the trophies, will be able to survive a period like the period that Arteta lived in the beginning? Cleaning out a team, coming 8th, losing, for example, losing games and all this. Do you think they can survive something like this? Be as patient as some of the Arsenal fans were. Some of you guys wanted Arteta out first season, done. When he played 3 at the back, you remember? Kieran Tierney left center back and all this stuff. But a lot of people said, okay, we'll wait and see. Do you believe Man United? Two parts of the question. Do you actually believe he can turn it around quicker? And do you believe if he doesn't, can they be patient?
So I think they can turn it around quicker than we did. I'll tell you why. They've always spent money. They've always been quite happy to spend mad amounts of money. It's been where they've spent it. Look at what they've spent it on. Anthony, Mason Mount, we can go on, right? So if they get the right recruitment structure right, and they look at Ruben Amorim as their guy that they believe they can bring on the same page as everybody in the circle of Manchester United at the moment that are part of this project. We're looking at footballing men, Wilcox, Ashworth, Ratcliffe, Barada, all these guys that seem to apparently know what they're doing within this structure. I think in 2 seasons, there's no stopping. There's nothing to stop Manchester United from actually challenging. And I'm talking about challenging for the title, not winning it, challenging up there with Man City, Liverpool and Arsenal, where we are right now. In the next couple of years, in 4 transfer windows with the money spent, there's nothing stopping them. But if it doesn't work like that, and they're starting to do it as a patience, process, project that's going to take 4 or 5 years, I don't know that Man United fans will have the patience that might take. Now, I actually don't think that it should take that long, personally. I think Manchester United have got some trash players, but so did Arsenal. But actually, if you've got it right within the right structure and the right recruitment in the first 2 transfer windows, there's no reason why it needs to take 5-6 years, right? I don't think it should take 5-6 years. Not with the club. Manchester United have got everything they need to be a successful football club. Apparently, they've got the brilliant structure. They've got the new scouting. They've got the manager now that they believe they want. All the Man United fans are really hyped and excited for it. They spend money. There's never been any problems about them spending money, ever. Go look at it. The facts are there. They've spent money. The Glazers have just spent it badly, right, in the past. And it's been spent badly by other people, right? So for me, I think
Manchester... They spent more money than City, by the way.
Exactly that. They've spent more money than anybody, right? So It's never been about them not spending money. It's been what they've spent money on. That's been the issue, right? So for me, I think there's an opportunity for that. Yeah, the roof is still leaking and there's still problems they want to do. That all comes within around the club, right? Don't worry about that yet. That's just getting done in the background. Worry about what's happening on the pitch. Yeah, because what we've done is we've done this patience of let's get everything right. Let's remove the toxicity. Let's start loving the club again. Let's start putting Arsenal back again. And it's taken us a while. We've done it slow by choice, basically. We've gone with young players that we're ready in a few years and we're still not across the line. I don't think Manchester United will do that. I think Manchester United will bring in players that I think will be ready. I agree with HUSAM. I don't think Ruben Amorim should go and get Gyökeres, Diamande, Inacio, all these guys from Portugal.
Exactly.
I don't think he should do that. But it wouldn't surprise me if he went and got one. Maybe he fancies Gyökeres. Maybe he likes Diamande. Man United fans might be happy with that. But don't go and buy the Portuguese league over here. Go and have a look now. Like HUSAM's absolutely bang on when he talks about Klopp and how he did it. Klopp actually looked at players from Southampton, from Sunderland, from Roma, from Arsenal, if you want to bring on Oxlade-Chamberlain. He looked at players from Hoffenheim. They looked at players from Leipzig. They looked at players from Hull City. That's where they went. They looked at the player that they wanted. And they thought, yeah, he'd suit. They didn't go, right, what's the Real Madrid players doing? We'll go and take them. What's Man City up to at the moment? What's Real Barcelona up to at the moment? They're not going to do that. They're going to, I don't think they should anyway. So for me, that's where I believe it. I don't know yet, to answer your question, Mo, if this is going to be different to Ten Hag. I can't answer that yet. I need to see now because, let's be real, Amorim's been very successful in Portugal. Ten Hag was very successful in Holland. There is absolutely no difference whatsoever at the moment to suggest that Ruben Amorim is not going to do a Ten Hag. Man United are hoping and praying that's not the case. I think Amorim is better than Ten Hag, but I still need to see it in the Premier League before I'm saying.
But can I ask you something? No. Before you go on, do you think Amorim now is better than Ten Hag when he left Ajax?
I don't know.
Hell yeah! What's wrong with you, Mo?
I don't know.
Of course.
HUSAM, no, we can't say that yet,
but I'm asking him, so why?
Can we say that yet, though? Can we say that yet, though?
Why?
Yeah, can we say that yet, though? Because Ten Hag...
I tell you why. Can I tell you why I say that? And then I'll let you go. He didn't win the league with Porto or Benfica. Ten Hag won the league twice with Ajax, you know.
Okay.
Ajax is the equivalent of Porto Benfica. Sporting Lisbon before Amorim. And I know this because I wanted Amorim at Liverpool. Sporting Lisbon before Amorim, 20 years without a league title. Sporting Lisbon are the equivalent of not even an Ajax or a PSV. They're an equivalent of a
Feyenoord. There's a Feyenoord. They're Arne Slot achievement. This is an Arne Slot achievement.
Yeah, but what Amorim did is he got a lot of his best players left, of course, to other places in the world, and then he went and won the league again 2 years later. So he rebuilt the team, won it.
The other thing I will add to that, to what HUSAM's saying, is he spent 3 times less than Porto and Benfica in the last 4 years with the squad that he had.
Yeah.
And the other thing that he had as well is the actual style of play is clear and it's quite attractive. We see this 3 at the back. We've got these wing backs. I don't know how he's going to do that at Man United, by the way, with their squad, but it will happen in time. But that is where he is better than Ten Hag. Ten Hag's come over, obviously, from the Ajax, and he's not had a style of play in 3 seasons. So I agree with HUSAM there, but we don't know if he'll be any better in the Premier League. That's what we don't know, but we assume that he will.
To be fair, on the style of play thing, Ten Hag had a style of play at Ajax. Like, he had a very good style of play, and it got ruined when he came to United. I agree with HUSAM about like Amorim, because I think the degree of difficulty taking over Sporting and dethroning Porto and Benfica is definitely harder than what Ten Hag did, but his style of play at Ajax was beautiful. It was incredible, and he's not got that identity here. This is where I'm a bit apprehensive about this from a Ruben Amorim point of view. If I'm Ruben Amorim, why would I join United? Unless I get assurances from their board that A, you will give me 2-3 years, B, you will let me get rid of whoever I want to get rid of, C, like there's a clear identity and you will back me in my identity. Maybe not get the place I want, but you back my identity. If he doesn't get these assurances, I'm sorry, I think you're a high enough value of a manager to wait for a better opportunity. Hell, you had Liverpool as an option and you said no.
And City after Pep.
And City when Pep leaves as well. So if I was Ruben Amorim, I wouldn't have gone there unless I got these assurances. And if he didn't, then I think he's an absolute idiot, because once your career dies at United as a manager, you never bring it back up again. Ten Hag is not going to bring it back. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is gone. Mourinho went downhill after that. Like Van Gaal, I don't even know what happened to him after. So the reality is, if your career dies at United, it's screwed for ever. So I don't know why.
Did you see that, Guillem? Did you see that, Guillem? Go ahead, David.
I was just saying, if it just sounds so Ten Hag-y, all of it. Like all of it just sounds the exact same. And Ineos haven't shown me anything new in terms of, oh, we're going to sign players for the club. And again, I'm not using my club as an example, but one thing I've always said about Todd Bowley, I said the one thing I respect about him, man said, once I've got these sporting directors and they've got a plan, I'm sticking to it. There is a clear strategy to what Chelsea want to do. Whether it works or not, we'll see in the future, but there is clear strategy to what they want to do. Ineos have come in and have done the exact same thing as what they did before in terms of transfers. I'm not talking about off the field stuff. I'm talking about on the field stuff. When it comes to transfers, we will sign Mazraoui because he's from, he knows Ten Hag ball, and
he played in Ajax.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. So until if Amorim walks in and goes, I want my players, and United go, yes, of course, I think that's a mistake already, because it's the exact same process that you've done before. It's the exact same thing, and then you're just setting yourself up for.
They have made strange decisions in the first few months of the season, Mo, because they basically thrown away the first 3-4 months of the new season.
Which is weird.
Pre-season, it was very weird. They gave him a new contract, sacked him. The one thing I will say is we're going to find out now, because putting Rude in charge is basically just doing what they did with Ollie, right? What happens if he starts being successful? Then they've got to make a decision again. So they've actually gone and got the guy. I think that's a good move from them. What we need to see now is an actual structure, togetherness of, we're going to buy these players together. We're going to go this style of play. We're going to allow you to do this, and we're going to give you the backing. And that's what we got to see, man. It's too early to say, bro.
And they have to back him no matter what happens, because the reality is,
I actually disagree with all of you guys. Sorry, I actually think they should give him his players. This is a style of play that Man United never played. This is a new manager, exciting play, offensive brand of football. If you don't give him the players he wants, if you don't give him wing backs that he wants, right? If you don't give him certain number of players that he wants, he might not succeed.
No, but when you say his players, Mo, do you mean players he's already worked with, or do you mean players that would suit his style?
I don't know. I don't know. In terms of style, I don't know.
Yeah, style.
You know what the problem is? It just clocked in my head. You remember when we spoke to Terry, and I think all of us here worked to Terry apart from Ashraf, and he said that they want to get a manager where the style of play will be continuous even if the manager doesn't succeed, right? How many managers that will come to the Premier League and play 3 at the back, 3-4-3? That disappointment from what they said in the beginning. If they go and get wing backs, let's say that they go on a Dumfries, DeMarco. I'm just gonna put in names out there. I'm gonna give an example of, for example, Inter players. A Federico DeMarco, a left wing back. The guy is not a left wing and it's not a left back. He only plays left wing back, like an Alonso for Chelsea. Now you go and get these types of players and you want to change the manager. What do you do with these players? Isn't this opposite to what they said in the beginning about the way they approach players and the way they get players? A manager that plays 3 at the back. One of the things that they didn't want the manager that plays 3 at the back is that what if we build the squad to play 3-5-2 or 3-4-3 and now we have to change the managers? Well, how is that going to work out? A 2-striker formation.
Yeah, but that's why you're wrong about giving him his players, because they should build the club in the image of Man United, not in the image of Ruben Amorim.
He will fail because he plays 3-4-3. He will fail.
Okay, but that's
the thing is.
But then that's on Man
Let me
United.
respond.
That's who you hired.
Okay. Let me respond. Simple.
That is on.
Give Inzaghi, David. Just if you give tomorrow Inzaghi, right, players that don't play 2-striker formation, out and out wingers. The guy doesn't play with wingers. And then he fails because he tries to shoehorn these players into a wing back or a 2-striker formation, and then he fails. And then people say, oh, you failed in coaching. Well, you didn't give me the players I wanted. You give me the players you wanted. Do you see the problem here, HUSAM, right?
That's when it's a Man United problem. You should be hiring someone who, the sporting directors who you've hired, you should be hiring someone who they want to play a style of football. So therefore, now our first team coach is going to execute that. If you believe Amorim is that guy, then your signing should reflect that. But what you shouldn't do is Amorim shouldn't walk in the door and say, I want these 3 players because I've used them before. He should go, I need this type of player, this type of player, this type of player. Then the scout should go and find those players and then bring him the options. That's what it should be. But is that going to happen? I'm not sure because I haven't seen it from Man United.
I'm going to give you an example, for example. Arteta tomorrow, imagine Arsenal get rid of the wingers and sign him the strikers, like forwards, Thuram, Lautaro, Gyökeres, and now he has on the, like Inter. You know, we have 5 forwards. We don't have, our team, Inter, we have 0 wingers, guys. 0 touchline wingers. 0 Sakas, 0 Salah, 0 Martinelli, Zelsh. We have 5 forwards, 6 midfielders, and back lines. Imagine if this squad is being given to Mikel Arteta. Okay, because he's going to look around like, that's not how I want to play football. I was never taught to coach this way. I don't want to play that brand of football. Now, if Mikel Arteta fails, whose fault is that?
No, but Mo, what I'm saying is what they have to have done already to appoint this guy is have a clear understanding they're on the same wavelength, that they want to play the style of football that he plays. Otherwise, what's the point of appointing him? Because otherwise, what you're going to do is go, right, I'm going to run Manchester United. I want to play this style of play. I'm going to get this manager in. I don't like playing that style of way. They're not going to go, yeah, please come in. They're going to go, okay, who wants to play our style of play? So I imagine what they've done before appointing him is identified that style that they think is attractive, and they're going to stick with him and bring the players in. That's why I expect in January a wing back to come in, at least one, by the way. That's what I'm expecting now, and they're going to try to mould his style of play that they've been seen as attractive, that's been successful over in Portugal. That's what I believe is going to happen.
Like they have 5. I'm going to give an example. They have 5 center backs on their books. And Man United fans, I want your opinion on this. 5 center backs on the books. 5. If this guy plays 3 at the back, 2 of them, they're about to go. Lindelof and Maguire. Am I wrong? One of them is a youngster. How many center backs do you guys think they need to sign in the summer? My team plays 3 at the back.
If they play 3 at the back, they're going to need another couple.
3 pots. We have 6. Because you play cup, you play European competitions, you need to rotate. If 2 gets injured, right? Who are you going to play? They need 3. That is the thing. 5 center backs might work in a back 4. That is my point about this Man United appointment. I actually believe Amorim was not on the table. He wasn't. If he was on the table, why didn't they negotiate in the summer? The guy, Liverpool didn't agree anything with him because he was greedy, right? You remember the West Ham saga and all the stuff. Why didn't they talk to Amorim in the summer? Why didn't Amorim join? If Amorim accepted this today, someone tell me. If Amorim accepted this today, what was stopping them from getting Amorim in the summer? Didn't they vet like 6 managers that they sent?
This is where now your criticism is 100% correct. In the summer, they interviewed about 6 people. Amorim, by the way, for everyone who says he rejected this club and rejected that club, he flew to have an interview with West Ham in the middle of a Sporting title race and had to apologize to Sporting fans. Liverpool rejected him because he wanted transfer control. And now he was sat there all summer probably expecting someone to come in for him. Why didn't you come in for him from the summer then? That way, you wouldn't have signed Mazraoui. You wouldn't have signed De Ligt. You didn't have signed any of these players. You actually would have signed the players that you need to sign. But instead, you've built a whole club in the image of Ten Hag. And this is exactly why now they must build the club in the image of Manchester United, not in the image of Ten Hag, not in the image of anyone else. You know who's actually doing a good job at that? And I'm going to give them praise here, unfortunately, but I have to be honest. Chelsea. Chelsea are not building a club in the image of Enzo Maresca. They don't give a fuck. They're building a club in the image of Chelsea Football Club. That's what they're doing. In terms of if Maresca pisses off tomorrow, they can get any manager and he can do a system and a style and do all of this. Same thing with Manchester City. You think if Pep leaves tomorrow and they hire an attacking possession style manager, that they are going to struggle? They will not struggle. They are going to cook as well. With us, I think the fact that Klopp has left and we are also capable of playing possession style football shows that like we have a good team. I think even with Arsenal, yes, there are certain players that Arteta signed, but at the end of the day, I feel like if they get let's say a Simeone tomorrow, it's not like they're gonna struggle. They can get better, they can improve, they can whatever. So for me, I'm looking at this whole conversation and I'm saying the problem with Man United is they have literally built a whole club in the image of a manager, and then they've decided to sack a manager after waiting a whole summer, and now they're in this position. So everything you say, they should have thought of before extending.
Wallahi, that's my point.
Yeah, exactly. But not now, though, because now if you start signing right wing backs and left wing backs and Amorim fails, then what?
You don't think David was gonna say you guys don't think that they're gonna go and sign players that fit the 3-4-3 system?
I think they will because
Yeah,
Hamza's
they
words,
probably
Leopard
will, yeah.
doesn't change his
What they-
spots.
What they should do, what they should do, they should sign someone who maybe even if he's predominantly a left wing back, can also play left back competently.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, if Amorim does fail, you don't want to end up in a situation where you're going to have to sell half the people in your squad because they don't fit a system. You should be trying to sign people in multiple positions. Again, Chelsea, I know I don't want to use us as like the glowing example but it's just the one that I know the most about. And Kunku can play centre forward, 10 striker, right? João Felix can do the exact same. Lavia can play as you don't really want him to, but
Even Jackson was a left winger.
We can play him in a double pivot. We can play him in a single pivot. We can play him a bit further forward. You want players who are able to do multiple roles, so that way, even if the manager's philosophy and positioning is slightly different, the ideal should still be the same, and therefore you have a player who you can put in that position. That's how it should. That's how I believe football is. How you're going to have to win at football now. That's the best way to do it, in my opinion.
Last question for everyone, because someone presented this yesterday. Which clubs do you think Man United will surpass in the next 2 years? Everyone is building their project. There is Arsenal, there's City, there is Chelsea, there is Aston Villa. Which clubs do you guys think Man United will surpass? Most likely,
Villa.
no one sees the future, but which clubs?
I mean, definitely Aston Villa, I would say,
Spurs
because I think their owners will back their manager and team again and again. If things go right, obviously, if things go like tits up, then that's different. But if things go right, they will definitely surpass Aston Villa. Spurs, obviously, I know you didn't mention Spurs, but obviously Spurs.
No, not in the conversation.
Honestly, Mo, it's difficult because if they spend correctly, they could surpass most of these teams. You don't know, right? Like nobody thought Arsenal could surpass most teams like a couple of years ago. I know we haven't won shit yet, but why are we ruling out something correct happening for them?
By the way, yes, Arsenal haven't won anything, but I was at the top of the hill. Just won a Champions League, just won a Premier League. If any Arsenal peasant would have spoken to me at the time, I'd have laughed at them. Now they're above me in the hill now. Like they've outclimbed me. So yes, a lot of shit can happen in football that leads to your downfall. My club is a club that a series of shit decisions will have us in the sewages. I'm telling you right now. Salah in 2 months can sign a pre-contract with another club. Van Dijk in 2 months can sign a pre-contract with another club. Trent the same. Those are 3 world-class players. I actually went through the calculations today. Out of the 12 games that we played this season, 8 of them, Mo Salah played a significant role in us winning. 8 of them. 8 out of 12. I'm asking myself, just remove Mo from this current equation that we have, where we would be. I think we'd be in 7th or 8th. No exaggeration. I'm not even going to exaggerate, say 15th, 14th, whatever. I'll say it would be 7th or 8th. So now I'm looking at it and I'm going like, look, any club can overtake any club with a series of correct decisions. But it's all about what they do upstairs. It's all about getting the right players, the right profiles, the right manager. We're sat here. I think all of us, and I am going to speak for the guys because I assume they think like the same way in terms of Amorim. They're all going like, look, this is a good hire, but we have seen this movie before. That's what everyone's thinking right now. So it's all on them changing the scenario of the movie. That's it.
You know, the only difference is Ineos. Only difference, I have had this conversation. Same. I've heard the same. Luis Van Gaal, Mourinho, Ole. Same
Ranić when he said open heart
only
surgery.
Difference, and I think Potts touched on this. He said it's only Ineos. That's it.
But that's a big difference, Mo. It's not a small difference. That's literally the difference between why they failed and why they could succeed if they do well. I don't think the issues, I think, yes, managers failed, but I think the fact that they had a shitty sporting director and they didn't have anyone to push the managers to build that style of identity for United is why they failed. So it could be a massive difference.
It could. Guys, before Dan comes in, guys, there is 1.2K in the house, guys. Hit that like button, guys. We are not even on 300 likes. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm very close to 27,000 subs. So hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. 1.2K in the house, enjoying the conversation. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that like button if you're here. The like button looks like thumbs up. underneath your live chat. It helps the channel massively. It helps the algorithms of YouTube push the video even more. So hit that like button. Dan, yeah, you think the which clubs do you think they're gonna
Look, I think
pass, and why it's different?
The minimum expectation this season, just for this season alone, in my opinion, should be to get into the European positions. Now, people will say top 4, but I actually think that's a push. I don't think Manchester United can be expected with the team I'm looking at right now, even with Amorim and playing good football. I don't think they can finish high above City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Villa and Chelsea. I'm going to say that. Now, they could surprise. It could be like, wow, someone drops off.
6.
Of course, anything can happen in football, right? So I think top 6 is the best they can hope for, but maybe you could be surprised by that. In terms of where they can have in the last 2 years, if everything goes absolutely like swimmingly and we think, wow, Manchester United are looking like they're going to be back, there's no reason why they could put themselves above most of the clubs bar Manchester City, in my opinion, because Manchester City are unbelievably well run. But I do think that it would have to be everything going well, and Liverpool and Arsenal would have to fall because they've got the right people in charge now, Mo, and they've got the money to spend there, right? So in the next 2 years, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 transfer windows. That Manchester United squad is looking very, very different. And there's been togetherness. There's been removal of toxicity. The stadium's looking great. The fan base is rocking. They're the biggest club in England still. So you look at it and think, could be amazing. But I don't think that's going to happen. That is if everything goes absolutely well. They'll definitely have a chance of getting ahead of the likes of Villa, the likes of Spurs, the Newcastle as well. I don't think that's going to be a million miles away. I would guesstimate that they would be in and around where Chelsea are in the next couple of years, but that's just my guesstimate. It could be completely above that. We just don't know what's going to happen with this Man United side.
Dave,
and here's the thing, I agree with Potts. I agree with Potts 100%. Like, if they don't change the way that they operate, this shit ain't gonna change, bro. We're gonna be sat here a year from this. What's gonna happen, right? It's the previous movie. A year from now, Amorim is better than Arteta. Amorim is better than Slot. Amorim is better than Maresca. A year after that, Amorim out. Get Amorim out my club. This guy has no tactics. He has no style. He has no system.
Personal between me and you, Amorim. It's personal.
2 years ago, when I before we did Ahwa, and Mo knows this. There's not even a shot at Staffy, but Staffy admitted it himself yesterday on Allister. They were so pro Ten Hag, bro. The amount of shit that they were saying in that first season. Eric Ten Hag's first season in the Premier League is better than Klopp. It's better than Pep. It's better than Arteta. This is now the new era. It's the Ten Hag era. We're this and we're that. A year later, Ten Hag out. So nothing's changed. So now it's all on the people upstairs to fix up. That's why I hear where Mo's coming from a tactical and stylistic perspective. But if you start signing all Amorim players, and by the way, there's another problem here. There's another elephant in the room. In the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, there has been a massive influx of Portuguese league players to the Premier League who have been successful. Ruben Diaz, Bernardo Silva, to a smaller extent, Bruno. Other than that, tell me who.
Matias Nunes. Wolves.
Paulinho.
Pedro Neto's bowling now, bro.
Even Paulinho, I thought Paulinho was amazing.
It's killing it.
Yeah.
And how many have flopped? Think of the flops.
What's his name? Oh, what's that kid's name? Oh, that Silva or something. The one with the frizzy hair who was meant to.
Oh yeah, Wolves.
Fabio Silva. Wolves.
Fabio Silva.
I'm sure the chat will tell us. Yep.
Fabio Silva was him.
Fabio's, man. It's Fabio's. Fabio Vieira.
Fabio Vieira. That's another one.
Darwin Nunez. Would you say HUSAM? You would.
Yeah, of course he's a flop. Don't ask me. That's a flop, 100%. Darwin Nunez, Vieira, Matheus Nunes. Look at the chat. They're reminding you. There's a lot of players from there that aren't successful. Now, if he wants to go sign someone,
he's gonna bring the guys from Portugal. Like, why are you assuming that?
Renato.
That's
the United way.
Sam, if they do this and go get his players,
Fernandez, a lot.
Okay. Oh my God, if he does a Mourinho and go get the same guy that he was coaching, bro, this is.
Bro, when Mourinho signed for Chelsea, the only guy he brought from Porto was Paulo Pereira.
No, 3.
Carvalho, no?
Carvalho.
He played 3. Paulo Ferreira, Carvalho, the guy in the midfield, Mensch. What is his name?
Nuno Mendes.
Nuno Mensch. Yeah,
Okay,
he
so
signed about
even from those three,
Husam, that's different. Husam,
from those
he won
three,
a
who was a
Champions
success?
League with them. This is different.
Okay,
It's
from
different.
those three, who was a success more?
A lot
Carvalho.
of them were successful.
Carvalho.
Successful.
That's the big success.
No, even Paulo Ferreira
the
was decent
success.
actually.
Paulo Ferreira was
That-
good.
He was
Paul
decent.
Ferreira was
Very
okay.
good.
Let's not forget Ivanovic was playing right back.
Guys, he didn't sign Deco because Deco went to Barcelona. He didn't
Deco
sign
went to
Deco.
Barca, yeah.
Deco went to Barca. Just like
Only
stop
later, I
throwing
think, when
names.
Ancelotti, Deco came to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Bro,
it's-
Deco
it's-
played for Chelsea, Mo. But maybe it was
I know,
under
but
Ancelotti.
later, that's not Mourinho's time. That
Yeah,
was
that's
later,
Ancelotti.
bro. That was not Ancelotti. That was not him. It was not Mourinho. Anyway, listen, Man United fans, I'm excited for Man United fans. However, I'm gonna say this: in the summer, Ineos made a horrific mistake. 2 mistakes: keeping Ten Hag and literally signing his players again. So now you have to get rid of these players or find something to do. But listen, moving on from Man, I know everyone wants to talk about Man United. People say I'm not excited for Man. I'm actually, Wallah al-Azim, I'm very excited to watch Amorim to see what he's gonna do with this club. Do you think I'm not excited for Amorim to join? Amorim is a great coach. See here is saying good news for Mo. Man United need wing backs for Amorim and Inter have Dumfries. Yes. If Man United come in with a bid for Dumfries, bro, I'm in love with Man United again. Dumfries out of Inter, going to Man United, phenomenal wing back. He absolutely will tear it apart at the Premier League. 100%. 100%. Is it realistic for 5+ teams to challenge? One has to fail. Arsenal, Chelsea, City, United, Liverpool. Has more than 3 teams ever challenged for the league?
Actually, what usually happens is only 2 challenge for the league. If we're going based off of typically it's 2 clubs. In the rare case that it's 3, it's always one that's a bit like behind the other 2. Like in 13-14, it was Liverpool and City, Chelsea. Even Mourinho referred to them as pony, like not yet a horse. He said it himself, like just a step behind. Last season, Liverpool fell off, and I called it before it happened. There's always like, even if it is, I don't think there will be ever a world in which 5 people are challenging for a title.
Nah.
4 is a stretch, but still, even then, in a March or an April, one will fall off at least.
I don't think it will ever happen to be 4.
2008, if you remember, United, Arsenal, and Chelsea. All finished like 3 points.
4 points.
That was it,
yeah,
4
we were 4 points
yeah.
behind. Yeah, we were 83, they were 87. Yeah.
Yeah, because Eduardo broke his leg and we thought we were going to win it, and then that just killed us. And I remember finishing like 3 points, but then after that, I remember Arsenal drew 3 games against like Middlesbrough, Portsmouth, and Villa or something crazy like that and threw it away, as we do in style, right? But I remember that season being 3 teams going for it right to the end. But that's the only one I could really think of, if I'm honest, in recent times.
Yeah, my man, thank you so much for the super chat. I just don't want to bring anything in the past. Just guys, listen to the guy, like, subscribe, get us to 27K. Hit that like button, guys, if you're here. And just listen to my guy here for supporting the channel. I appreciate you so much. Moving on. Chelsea, Arsenal. Which one? I don't know. Gabriel is fit. Timber's fit. Chelsea? Oh, you like to talk about Chelsea, huh? You're so excited. Oh, my God.
Man said
Chelsea fans are so excited. Bro, I've not seen Chelsea fans so excited like this since I think the first 2 weeks of Poch's time last season when they drew Liverpool away from home. They were like, oh my God, we're back.
I've not been this happy since Thomas Tuchel. Comfortably.
I guarantee you, when Enzo won man of the match against Liverpool in the 2-2 game, you were so excited. You thought you're going to challenge for the league.
No.
I guarantee you, bro. You guys were flying at that game. And I wanted to speak about the Nicholas Jackson thing because now a lot of people are saying that Chelsea don't need a striker. Alas, he's good enough. What?
I don't want to be stuck in the Havertz.
I'm not comparing him to Havertz, bro.
No. But I know, but I'm not comparing them in terms of play. I'm just saying, Arsenal right now, it's like you look at the numbers and you go, "Well, do they really need a striker?" But then you watch the games and you go, like, they could probably do with a striker. I just don't want to be sat in a situation where it's like, oh, we're looking for, like, we need a goal and Jackson's just not doing it, and then I'm looking at my bench and it's like,
you have Nkunku on the bench, bro.
No, but like Nkunku's not someone I bring on. Like Nkunku's not like a prolific goal scorer. Like he's done it before, but he's not like definition prolific goal scorer. I want someone who's gonna come in and is like, I want someone to come in and be better than Nicholas Jackson. And then I can bring
like who?
Who's a better backup in the Premier League outside Nkunku? Not a single Premier League club has a better backup than
You know
Nkunku.
who I
Bro,
wanted?
Arsenal would kill for Nkunku on their bench now.
100%.
For
I wanted Duran, bro. I wanted Big John.
I think Nkunku's better.
Are
I
you
wanted
serious? You
Big
wanted
John.
Durant to start
But-
over Jackson?
No.
Oh,
I
Jackson.
wanted Big John in terms of a pure goal scorer, just a pure goal scorer, someone to come off and just be a pure goal scorer. That's why I wanted John Duran. Whereas, like, I feel like Nkunku's a second striker, not a main striker. Same thing with Jackson. I feel like Jackson is like your second striker, not your main one. But I wanted someone who's got the not the aura, but I wanted someone who's like, I am the number one guy.
Chelsea don't need a striker.
Well, I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
they do, Sam. Yeah, they do, bro.
Nope. Chelsea need Kvaratskhelia. That's all they need. They sign him. Their forward line is
So they
set.
have Modric, Neto,
Ooh.
Sancho,
Ooh,
Madueke.
hey, if we got
Kvaratskhelia from Napoli is better than Mudryk and Sancho and Neto and Madueke put together.
Mm.
I'd rather have Kvaratskhelia only ahead of those four together.
KV. Ooh, that boy is special.
Maradona, are you mad?
I love him, bro. That man.
He's quality, but let's just be real. Like Chelsea, as much as I think Jackson has improved, he's proven me wrong. I thought he was a bozo. Still think he is in front of goal, but he's getting a little bit better now. However, last time I see Chelsea, they doing well there. Diogo Costa and Didier Drogba up top, not Nicholas Jackson. So for me, I think Chelsea do need a striker, and I also think they need to get rid of that clown in goal and bring a proper goalkeeper in because he is absolutely abysmal.
Don't get me.
So can I ask you something then? In the January, which two positions would you prioritize for Chelsea?
Striker and goalkeeper.
Not a
That's
centre
what I
back.
would do.
Not a centre
Striker
back.
and a goal. Now, listen, centre back, they need another one,
Ooh.
but you only said two. So if they got a striker and a goalkeeper, I think Fofana and Colwell will do for now until the summer. That's what I would say. You got to get rid of Sanchez, man. He's awful. You got to go and upgrade your goalkeeper.
That's the main priority right there.
Go and get.
Yeah, but come on, a centre back. No, Jackson has been improving by the game. By the game.
Yeah, no, Jackson.
No,
has
do you know
been
what it is?
improving,
No. Our two starting centre backs are good. Like Colwell.
No, they are not.
No. Let me. Hang on,
Bro.
Hang on. Let me explain. Right, Colwell right now, like he's getting there. He's getting getting into the flow of things. His performances are getting better each game. He's just got to get rid of the bozo gene. But I'm not sure if
He
he's
was
got
horrendous
both, if
against
he's got the
Liverpool.
gene. I'm not sure if I'm not sure if it's a gene or if he's just having lapses of concentration. They're two different things. Because again, Dan Pot's going to come at me for this, but I don't really care.
Don't say
Gabriel's got bozo gene. Gabriel has got bozo gene, bro.
He hasn't shown that in ages. I don't know why that's still
When
there.
was the last
Do you know what's
Bozo
funny?
moment?
Do you know what's
When was
funny
it?
about
Yeah,
Gabriel?
exactly.
Let me explain. Do you know what's funny about Gabriel? So last year, I remember there was a period where I was like, he hasn't made a mistake in a while. He might be doing quite well. And someone sent in a super chat and went, David, what are your opinions of Gabriel now? Because that gene's gone. The next 3 games you man played, he gave up a goal each time, and I was laughing. It's in there, it's waiting, it's happening. I know.
No, he made a mistake. It's not a bozo. Bozo gene is different. That's not a
Yeah,
mistake. Every defender makes
or
mistakes.
something.
Yeah,
No.
Bozo mistake is what he did against Fulham a couple of seasons ago when he tried to get past Mitrovic and Mitrovic got the ball and scored. That's a Bozo gene. You giving a pass and missing it, that's not Bozo.
What has Gabriel got to do with Chelsea needing a centre half?
I don't know.
No, I was just.
He's basically trying to justify that Colwell doesn't have the Bozo gene.
I was just saying is like Gabriel. I'm not sure if Gabriel to me is a Bozo gene. Saliba has like a moment. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm not like the last thing that happened with the red card with Saliba. I don't think that's him being a bozo. I just think that was just in a moment. He's just made a bad decision. But I don't think he's a bozo. So I think I'm deciding with Colwell whether he's a bozo moment or a bozo gene. And actually,
but I'm not saying about Colwell. Fofana is the guy that needs to be replaced. Not Colwell.
No. When Fofana plays, I think he's
average.
Good. I think
Fofana's average as a defender anyway, David. He's just an average defender.
I think what we're missing, right? What we're missing for me, right? Okay, this is not me slating Chelsea, right? Because Chelsea have done unbelievable things in the last 2 decades. But when people are like, I'm excited, I can't believe I'm buzzing here. Like I'm thinking, so are you going to go win the league then? Because that's what Chelsea should be doing. I remember when Chelsea had a back partnership of Terry and Carvalho, and now we're trying to say Fofana and Colwell are levels, and we don't need centre backs. Then we're saying up top, Jackson, give him time. They had Drogba, man. You had Makelele, SDM, Ballack, Lampard.
Dan, there are no
That's
more
what I don't get.
Terrys. There are no more Carvalhos. So
Okay, well, that's fine. We'll go and get the one that's as close to Terry then. Go and get the one that's as close to Chelsea are supposed to be this mad club, I like.
That's not what we do. That's not what we do.
What?
We haven't the process that we've been on, and this is what we said about Man United, so I'm going to keep it the same with Chelsea. Chelsea's project and the thing that we have done is we have signed what we believe is the best in class under the age of a certain thing, right? So that's what we're going to keep doing.
When are you going to win the
and
league?
I hope that we keep
when are you going to win
that.
the league? Just give me a year.
When the current set of players mature enough to become the senior players,
2 years.
Hopefully our recruitment doesn't require us to
Everyone is going to win the league in 2 years. Man United are going to challenge in 2 years.
United ain't winning no league in 2 years. Relax.
Bro, like everyone is going to win the league.
My point is, what I believe the Chelsea plan is that the group of players that we've signed now should be good enough that they mature into those players that are that are world class, aka Cole Palmer as an example. So if you've got 4 or 5 Cole Palmers that develop, then suddenly you don't need to go and buy the world class players because you've bought them already. That's
You can't have 4 Cole Palmers. Who has
you can
4
only
Cole
have
Palmers?
one.
No,
Yeah.
but not in terms of 4 attackers, but a Cole Palmer in terms of a defender, a Cole Palmer. Like, is Caicedo and Lavia currently
Like a Saliba. You want a Saliba. You want your Saliba, basically.
Yeah, exactly. We want our version.
What is what is this?
What does mean? What the hell does that mean? You wish you had a Saliba in your team.
mean?
Again,
What?
He doesn't want a world-class defender. That's what he's trying to say.
all I'm gonna say is again.
I remember when they used to compare Fofana and Saliba a couple of years back. Was funny.
The system that Saliba's been allowed to play in for the past 2 and a bit years has allowed him to flourish, which is really good for him. But I'm telling you now, if he was in the Chelsea squad for the past 2 years, he would have struggled.
Who?
The system has allowed Saliba to flourish and Gabriel and Odegaard to play the way he does. The system has Saka become world class. The system has helped Declan Rice become a top quality player.
Because a stable, well-tuned
Arteta must be a better manager than Pep. Then I don't know.
Put Odegaard with Graham Potter and see what happens, bro. I'll tell you for free what happens.
Would you take Arteta then, Dave? Would you take Arteta at Chelsea?
No.
Why?
Why not?
It's a brilliant
It's
system.
yeah. It don't make any sense.
Your logic is not. You're contradicting yourself.
Again. I'm not taking him at Chelsea because he hasn't finished yet.
No, but he's got.
No, but the system has been incredible. He's making above average players play like world class players. No,
I'm not. I didn't say Saliba's average. I didn't say he's average. I said that.
You said the system is helping him flourish.
Yeah, of course it is. The same way that the Pep system is helping Haaland.
I just all I'm saying is, Dave, right? And this ain't me cooking you or coming for you.
That's not crazy.
All I don't get.
I'm not saying.
All I don't get is.
I'm saying he's playing in a great system, which allows him to flourish.
What I don't get, right? I don't know if any of you guys agree with this, right? But all I get is I hear a lot of Chelsea fans laughing at Arsenal. When are you going to win the league? And I agree. I'm asking that same question about my fan base. Everybody who watches me knows I've got question marks over where we're going, and we have to win this season, right? But why is it not the same energy for Chelsea, who are still pretty we're building? It's all about the youngsters coming through. Give me a date then. Give me a year when it comes across. I spent 1.5 billion. When is it that you get across the line?
Yeah, but again, the 1.5 billion is just a misnomer that everyone likes to.
Okay, a billion or close to a billion. Then whatever it is.
I'm saying because can't find. We spent a lot of money. We've also sold more than all of you, comfortably sold more than all of you. So. No one wants to mention how much we've sold, but everyone knows how much we've spent.
So what year then, Dave? Give me a year.
Again, we are currently in the building.
No, I want you to give me the year where you challenge. No one guarantees. Dan.
No one guarantees
to win the league.
Nobody can guarantee winning the league.
But I want you to be. Arsenal in the last 2 seasons, like last day of the season, last season.
When are you taking?
When is that going to happen?
I hope within the next 5 years we would have won 1 league title.
Yeah, but does that mean 4 years of shit and then the 5th year you win? Like, I think you're evading it. You're dodging the.
If that's what it takes, then yeah. Like, but I want to win a league title within the next 5 years.
Yeah, but shouldn't you want to say like? Shouldn't you want to see like progression
into Arsenal then? basically.
Yeah, shouldn't
Of
you want
course,
to see
yeah, no, but
progression? Where like
progression-
in 2 seasons, I think we should be here.
What has happened to
But,
football?
but progression is of course part of it. But I like in 2 years, like I know the landscape of the
David,
league. I
do you
would
know what you just
I
said?
would like to know within the next, like I know for this season, from what I've seen so far, I believe we should finish in the top 4. Is that a wild take?
No.
Okay,
I think
if you
you're favourites for
do,
top 4. I think you're
one
favourites for
sec,
top 4 this
one sec.
season.
That's good.
Nobody
That's a good
argued
question.
that.
That's a good question. If you finish top 4, let's say you finish 4th, why would you not expect your team to challenge next season?
Because I don't think that's how the squad's going to progress. Because we're competing against people that have been working on their systems for the past 5-6 years.
We're not saying win it. We're saying challenge.
We're a year in.
We get. That's why you wouldn't win it. But why wouldn't you challenge?
But again, define what you mean by challenge.
Like what Arsenal did 2 seasons ago.
Oh, if we're I don't know how people like everyone's definition of challenge is different because I believe
game week 35, 36, you're in the title race.
If you're close to the top with 10 games to go, I believe that's what I would call a challenge. But some people's definition is, with 3 games to go, you're within 4
everything
points.
that Chelsea laughed about Arsenal doing, they've now turned into.
They're doing it now. It's crazy. Yeah.
Have we noticed this?
But how,
5 years, bro. 5 years, 1 league title. Do you know, Dave? Let me give you the math, Dave. Let me give you the math.
Yeah,
the last time you won a league title in England was 2016-17.
2017.
Yes.
My man, in 5 years, it will be 2029. You'll have had won 1 league title in 12 years.
Yes.
1 league title in 12 years.
And that will be a shorter drought than Arsenal are currently dealing with. So why?
But you don't want to be Arsenal, though. Yeah, exactly. Why is that your barometer?
We want it more.
Can I give you my unpopular opinion? I think in the next 5 years, if they make correct transfer decisions, Chelsea could win 3 league titles in 5 years.
No way.
They are so close to actually being so good. They just don't realize it. If Todd Bowley goes in again this summer, or Iqbali or whoever, before Chelsea fans get in their feelings, if they go in this summer and start signing more kids, they're fucked. Then what David is saying is true. But if they go get the players that they actually fucking need, they are actually so close to being one of the best teams. They just don't realize it.
I agree with Sam. I agree.
This is what Chelsea need. Chelsea need their Alisson and Van Dijk window. It's so fucking obvious. It's literally so obvious. Now you have the numbers, you have the quantity. Fuck all that. Now you need quality. You know, if I'm Chelsea, what I would do? I will call Virgil van Dijk and Salah. I'd be like, I'm going to offer you 400 grand a week. Come play for us. I promise you they'll challenge for the league next year and possibly win it. Not even exaggerating. That's genuinely how close I think they are. Because they have the quantity of players. They have quality in certain aspects. They just need that Alisson Van Dijk window to go and take this shit to the next level. They can't sign no more 21-year-old. They can't sign no more 19, 18.
But Sam, do you think that will be enough to surpass Arsenal and Liverpool? Because Arsenal and City. Because Arsenal and City are also going to keep improving. We also have young players just like them.
If Chelsea,
you know why I think it's enough? Because they have the squad depth. So they have the quantity, meaning if they get to UCL, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, they can rotate a whole shitload of players. And on top of that, if they do sign the quality, meaning they go get the players that Chelsea need, they can take this to the next level. I'll give you a prime example. Summer starts. They sign Kvaratskhelia, Manyan, and let's say Bastoni. They signed those 3. You're telling me they can't challenge next season? What's stopping them?
100% he can, without a shadow of a doubt in my mind.
Can or can't?
Can.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
100%.
If they've solved all their problems from the same league that all needs money, and Chelsea has money, go spend it wisely. But I'm telling you right now, the summer starts, you go sign Kelleher and random youngster and center back from France no one heard about and blah, 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 and tell me he's going to become and he's going to improve, blah, blah, blah. You're never going to become anything. So it's all about
I agree with challenge, which is why I said if they finish 4th, there's no reason why they cannot challenge, especially if they strengthen the squad. 3 out of 5 league titles,
everyone is going to challenge next season.
Not with City being the way they are, and not with Arsenal improving every single season. 3 out of 5 literally means you're a dynasty, right? Because if
you know the problem, you're assuming that you will improve. That's a different story. You're assuming that Arsenal will improve next season.
I think there's a bigger chance we improve than them. because there's
Really?
track record.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
No.
100%.
No.
Because I'll tell you why. There's evidence. I'll tell you.
Genuinely think about what you've just said. You think
I'll tell you why.
How many points did you finish How many points did you finish on last year?
91. They had 91.
Right.
89. We had 89. We had 89.
89, sorry.
You
89.
think it's more likely that you gain 8, you go from 89 to 95, then we go from what did we get, like 61 to 67? Nah, come on, man. Think about it. Like where we were.
But I'm answering most thing about us improving in relative
year,
to you where you are.
From where we were last year, if we finish in the top 4, that might be the biggest improvement out of the top 6. Regardless,
David, I don't disagree. Of course, you guys have a bigger gap to close. Of course, your improvement will be higher. I'm saying our improvements are still there where we can still keep the distance between you. When I say distance, I don't mean like we're going to finish 10 points, 15 points ahead of you. I said you guys should challenge next season. So I'm actually thinking you guys are definitely good. You have a good team. But I'm saying if you tell me right now over the next 5 years, based on what's happened over the last 2 seasons, based on the current squads now, based on the managers now, who do I think will be the better team over the next 5 years? I'd say there's more evidence to back Arsenal being the best team over the next 5 years. Obviously, assuming Pep leaves, assuming City are not the same team and all that stuff. Of course, if Pep stays, this whole argument changes. Then City will remain the best team over a 5-year period because they will have the manager, they will have the team. But I'm saying if you take City out of the equation, I think there's more evidence to support Arsenal being more dominant. I don't think any team will dominate, by the way. I think if Pep leaves, no team will dominate and win 3-4 in a row and all that stuff. But I think there's more evidence backing Arsenal being better over the next 5 years than Chelsea. But not improving. Of course, you guys will improve a lot, for sure.
I agree with Hussam, though. If Chelsea went and actually got their free big Van Dijk Alisson window, I think Chelsea could be right up there. I think they need a striker, a centre-half and a goalkeeper. That striker needs to be like Victor Gyökeres. The goalkeeper needs to be Diogo Costa. The centre half needs to be, Bastoni, Diamande, one of those guys. I think Chelsea could be right up there. I really do, for sure. But if they do go and buy 3 guys that no one's heard of, they go and get their 9th, 18-year-old goalkeeper. They go and get a centre half from France like Badiashile. They go and get a striker like Nicholas Jackson. What are we doing here?
No, this is a fact. Like 100% spot on from Potts, because if this summer starts, and I'm saying Chelsea being linked to the same level of players, same age group, same all this shit, nothing is changing. I'm telling you right now, Chelsea now, you're at a crossroads. Right? You go, challenge, compete, do all this. Left is, let's do the same shit over and over again. Because then you're betting on Madueke to improve, and you're betting on Sancho to improve, and you're betting on all these kids to improve. Yes, they can improve while having established players. The reason why Liverpool are not 15th this season is Mo Salah and Virgil van Dijk. End of discussion. Everyone cut the bullshit here. We all watch football. We all see it with our very own eyes. Gravenberch stepped up as an example. We all agree. However, without Mo and without Van Dijk, my club, and I've been watching my club for a long time, wouldn't be in the position we're in right now. We'd be 12th, we'd be 13th, we'd be 11th, 10th, 9th, whatever. We wouldn't be up there where people are looking at us as serious title contenders. Now, there are players that will improve and get better, but at the same time, we all must acknowledge that the world-class players always make a difference. This is the thing that people need to understand. I know for a fact, if Chelsea go sign Kvaratskhelia, he's going to make a difference in at least 7 to 8 Premier League games. I know if they go sign Bastoni, he'll make a difference in 4, 5, 6 Premier League games. If they go sign Mike Maignan or a very good goalkeeper, he'll make a difference in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games. This is the things that matter. If the summer starts, and now you're signing a young goalkeeper and a young centre-back and a young right-back and doing all this 18-year-old experiments again, how do you expect me to tell you you're going to challenge? Am I blind? I watch the sport. I know exactly what I'm saying. All these youngsters, by the way, barely come to fruition. I can name you youngsters from 10 years ago that my club signed that you wouldn't even recognize their names. Does any of you know a guy by the name of Samed Yassel? Does anyone here recognize Samed Yassel? One of the most exciting strikers we signed. He played, scored 1 goal against West Brom. Now he's in the 4th division in Germany. Adam Morgan, young Robbie Fowler. He ended up playing for Yeovil Town. I can name you the names of so many exciting youngsters that were going to be the next big thing. Christian Adorjan, Leipzig's goalkeeper, Golazzi. He was at our club, by the way, 10 years ago. All of these things.
Remember Freddie Adu?
That's what I'm saying.
16-year-old. And where did
you could do the same thing, Potts. You could go back to your club 10 years ago. All these exciting youngsters. Some of them play in fucking Australia, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of them don't come to fruition. That's the thing.
Facts.
Yeah. Listen, Dan Potts has to go, guys. 12th Man Podcast in the description, guys. Go and subscribe to Dan. We're still continuing with the conversation for a bit. We haven't even touched on Arsenal
Thanks
yet.
so much,
So
guys.
big up, Dan. Thank you,
Sorry,
Dan, for
man.
joining. Appreciate you, my guy.
Love.
And hopefully
love.
we'll see you soon. Yes.
Yeah, big
Dan.
up, man.
Thank
Big
you.
up, guys.
Thank you.
Like and subscribe. See you next time. Big up.
See you. Guys, so in my opinion, the problem is Chelsea already signed 3 youngsters, Dave, if I'm not mistaken. Steve Young, the center back from River Plate. You already have 3 guys coming next season, right? Already.
Yeah, but have you seen Esteval? Ooh, I'm just saying that boy.
Is he the next Vinny? That you're saying he's the next Vinny?
Nah, because he might win the Ballon d'Or. Sorry, Vinny.
Oh,
Hold that. L.
Really? So you're not gonna sign the experienced player because you're getting more youngsters.
I don't think we will. I don't think we're at that spot yet. I think
you are definitely in that spot, bro.
I think rivals are more excited than me, but I think rivals are more excited than Chelsea fans themselves.
You're very excited, bro.
No, I'm happy. I'm happy with where we are. But
Can I ask you a genuine question? Question. In the next 2 games, you're 1 point behind Arsenal. If you win against Arsenal at the Bridge, where does that leave you?
Above Arsenal.
In terms of like the chances of being in the season, can you finish 3rd?
Oh, right. Sorry. No, as in like mathematically, we'd be above Arsenal. I'm not saying we're going to finish above Arsenal.
Thank you. Yeah, okay.
So
do you think any chance you can finish above Arsenal?
No, I think they're better than us. Like,
I still believe Arsenal are better than Chelsea. However, I just worry for Arsenal for the injuries. That's a problem.
I personally
injuries might affect Arsenal big time. To be
that's the good thing about our squad is that if we get injuries, we have like
exactly
in each position, which is quite nice. For now, my prediction is 4th, and it's going to stay in 4th until I see.
Until you're not.
Because I just don't think we're better than City, Liverpool, or Arsenal. I just don't.
Proper Chelsea. Big up my guy. Proper Chelsea. Dave. Guys, hit that like button, guys. Let me do a couple of these super chats before we move on to Arsenal. Bring me Diego Costa. Bro, Diego Costa is rubbish. He's rubbish. Yeah, he's not good.
He's not great.
He's not good, bro. Costa, Gehi, Kvaratskhelia.
This notion that Diego Costa makes any club better is a hilarious notion. Don't sign Diego Costa. I'm warning the whole world watching us right now. Do not sign Diego Costa. He ain't on nothing. I promise you right now. Sign better keepers.
He saves penalties though. We need that.
Have some shame.
Doesn't your keeper save penalties too? I mean,
no. Every time we have a penalty,
1-0 to Ashraf. Let's go.
Every time we have a penalty saving goalkeeper, when it gets to a final, when they're in net, they don't save penalties. A la Kepa.
Give me Ta. He's free in 2025. I actually thought that
Emmanuel, you know ball.
Well, like Jonathan.
Really? I think Jonathan Ta is overrated, bro.
Overrated, but he's
leader,
better than
bro.
Fofana and Colwell and all of them.
He's a leader, bro. I think he will fix that, bro.
And he was the captain of the side that won the Bundesliga.
Yeah, bro. Our own Neymar is coming. Paez coming. Santos coming back. James coming back. Pray. We're one Thiago Silva and Alisson from making a dynasty.
Yeah, Habibi, Neymar played with Suarez and Messi and Iniesta and Xavi and Rakitic and Piqué and Dani Alves. So there was a whole team, yeah, Habibi. And that is the point. You can bring 7 million Neymars. If you do not have the right players around them, it does not matter. That's why I'm telling you, this summer, don't go sign these random youngsters and come tell me you're going to create dynasty. A dynasty will be created once you sign the amazing players out there in world football. That's it. Kvaratskhelia, Bastoni, Mania. By the way, I can tell you literally 10 players from the Serie A that make Chelsea better. You guys just... This is La Liga. You can go get a lot of players. Rodrigo is crying in Real Madrid because he ain't even playing. Go pay Madrid 80 million, get Rodrigo. He's better than all your wingers put together, Rodrigo. Go get him.
Arsenal should get Rodrigo to play on the left, to be honest. Arsenal should definitely spend the money and get Rodrigo on the left. Speaking about Arsenal, lots of crying in the media. Lots of Tony here before. he is scared to say they will compete because if they sign high quality players and they fail, he will cope the banter from every. He will cop the banter from every side. That's for you, to be honest.
No, but it's not true though. I just genuinely don't think we're in the position to challenge. I actually don't. But anyone who knows me knows I'm very pessimistic about my own club. So, yeah.
You're very pessimistic about your own club.
Yeah. Compared to most other fans about Chelsea. When it comes to Chelsea, I'm very... But that won't stop me chatting shit about Arsenal and Liverpool. No. Those two clubs can get it.
Arsenal, though, a lot of crying and complaining in the media lately. Everyone is crying and complaining for some reason. Conspiracy against you. I'm actually going to get Sam to start with this because they, Liverpool, were in that place years ago about everyone is against us. You don't want to in the league. The referees are against us. We've been treated differently and all this stuff. Is that something that you believe on, bro? I can keep a straight face.
Yeah, yesterday Igal went on a tirade on A-listers. I swear, the guy is saying there is a conspiracy against Arsenal. There's one conspiracy I believe in, and it got to the stage where I've made so many people in the chat believe it because it's not even a conspiracy. I think decisions always go City's way. If that's your conspiracy, Habibi, I'll shake your hand. Because every single big game, go watch City, they have never... Yeah, Habibi, listen here. I have been screwed in the big game.
David is,
Arsenal have been screwed in the big game. Chelsea have been screwed in the big game. Spurs have been screwed in the big game. The only club that has not been screwed whatsoever by referees to the apology level or anything crazy is Manchester City. That's the only club that have not been screwed to the umpteenth degree. If you're telling me referees make decisions in City's favor because they're afraid to bottle it, I'll say yes. But please don't tell me there's a conspiracy against Arsenal. Because the same way the season started last year, FYI, for everyone's knowledge, by the way, when we started the season last season, we had 4 red cards in the first 8 games. Do you guys remember? Curtis Jones, McAllister, blah, blah, blah. I wasn't talking about conspiracies. I was talking about Premier League referees. I think the Premier League referees are crap. Now, in that game, the 3rd goal for the 100th time, it could be ruled off for a Kivior foul on Soboslai, or a Havertz elbow to Konate, or a Havertz handball. It would have been ruled out anyway. Plus, the final statement that ends all this is, as soon as the referee blew the whistle, the Liverpool centre-back stopped playing.
Yeah.
If we continued playing, who tells you that Jesus goes through on goal anyway? Are we acting like Van Dijk wouldn't have stopped Jesus, or Konate, who a lot of even Arsenal fans were saying man of the match? In this game specifically, it was wrong to make Anthony Taylor referee. Why? The reason is, this guy can't wait to whistle. And that's the worst thing to give to a big game. I prefer a referee that, you know, that has the energy of let the teams play. That's what I like. You know, let the teams play. Adi, yani, Arsenal get a foul, we get a foul. But they didn't do that. Now, have Arsenal been hard done by before? Yes, 100%. But so have we. So have a lot of clubs. I think Wolves have probably been the club screwed the most over the last year in terms of refereeing decisions. There is a club that got relegated because of a watch not working.
Yeah,
those are the clubs.
Before we go on, yesterday someone put a comment. Before I get Ashraf's point, I want to get David's point. Do you believe because the media have an agenda now against Arsenal with all the dark arts and all the stuff that is being said every day in the media about Arsenal, unconsciously, Arsenal are being hard done by referees? It plays a role when every single pundit, every single journalist, everyone is keep pushing, oh, they waste time. It's the same as Salah. And Sam will tell you this. When the media went against Salah, he dives. Even when he deserved the penalties, he wouldn't give it. Because subconsciously, it is played in your head. Do you believe that can be true?
I mean, it's not the worst argument in the world. One thing I would say is that if you subconsciously believe that someone is against you, why are you aggravating them to even make the decision? This has been my argument with Arsenal fans, which they just don't seem to understand. If you believe that every time you kick the ball away, the referee is going to book you, and you're on a yellow card, why are you kicking the ball away? Like I'm not saying what they're doing is right, but at the end of the day, they're in control. So you better be on your best behavior. You better hand them the ball, give them the ball. Like, here you go, take it. and you know, bow your head and do whatever. Because just don't give them the option in the first place, because then you have nothing to complain about. However, I could see the argument because referees are not they don't live in a bubble. They see everything themselves. And then one thing I would say, I would encourage everyone to go and watch a podcast called the High Performance Podcast that they did with Anthony Taylor, because watch that and you'll realize why the referees in this country are so bad. They literally ask him, how do you perform to a high level, and how do you, if you make a mistake, how do you approach fixing it in a match? And the guy just said, if I make a mistake, fans have just got to learn to get over it because I'm imperfect. That was his answer. I swear, go and watch it. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen, because I went, these men are making mistakes. They know they're making mistakes, but they're actively not trying to get better at their jobs. So I don't think the PGMOL even have the competency to carry out an agenda on a team or a couple of teams. I don't think they've got the ability to do it. I don't think they can do it, because Saliba got a red card for blowing some like last man tackle or whatever. Then Tosin didn't, and then Van der Ven didn't. So what you're gonna get is the PGMOL are gonna do their whole show on the Sky Sports, and they're gonna go like, this happened. Why did it happen with Tosin? Oh, because this was the reason. Hang on, we've got two different answers for the same thing. Now speak about Van der Ven, and they'll just sit there and be like, well, I don't know, our mistake maybe, like on it, like. But I just don't believe. I don't believe Arsenal have been screwed over more than other clubs, like dramatically. Because Liverpool literally had a goal ruled out that was perfectly legal. Like, do you know what I mean?
Liverpool.
Yeah, like Liverpool
last season against Spurs.
Against Spurs, she had a goal just ruled out because someone couldn't draw a line. Like genuinely that happened. But somehow.
Well done, lads.
It wasn't even that. It wasn't even that. It was they actually said it's a goal, but there was miscommunication and they didn't understand what he mean. They said the on-field decision is correct.
Yeah, so like this is what I mean. If they can't even communicate with each other and they can't carry out the basics of their job, how would they got the competency to?
Can I ask you something genuinely? Can I ask you something, David? This is very true. I did a video about Arsenal goal that is not being given. Same conversation should have happened last season with the Gabriel foul. The Joao Linton foul on Gabriel. Then he gave a foul this time. Arsenal were not given a foul last season, and it cost them points. At the end of the season, this can be the deciding factor. Why doesn't it happen against other teams? Why it's against the team that is challenging? Why? And I'm not saying that City. Let me just finish this. I am not saying that City are favored by the Prem. There is definitely more evidence that they shouldn't be favorites. The Premier League are going against them in a court case. So definitely, it doesn't make sense that they're going to favor them to win the league. It is better if someone else win the league if City lose the case. Why? Because if City win the league and lose the case, now it's a really tough situation for the Premier League. But there has to be something done about why that small decision. Diaz kicked the ball away in front of Anthony Taylor and didn't get a yellow card. Why?
No, I wish I knew. I wish I could give you the thing is with the whole kicking the ball away thing. It's not.
Bro, it only happens against Arsenal. Let's just be real. It only happened this season. It only happened against Arsenal. I've seen it.
I'll tell you what happened.
Rice
got sent off.
It happened only against Arsenal.
Let me tell you, Rice got sent off, and it cost Arsenal in that game. Trossard got sent off, and it cost Arsenal in that game. And after that, I think, and I'm conspiracizing here, but that's what I assume happened. They probably did a meeting and said, "Let's stop this shit." And that's why after
Arsenal lost 4 points and City gained a point. Already, there is 5 points adrift here, HUSAM. Already, title race, Arsenal finished 2 points. There is 5 points adrift. I'm not saying there is conspiracy, but that's unfair. The integrity of the league is being questioned. Like, you cannot change the... Let me put an example for you. You cannot fucking change the law of the handball mid-season after you're given a couple of penalties. That's unfair on the people that gained...
You can. They did it last year. They literally
But that's unfair.
did it last year.
Yeah.
That's
No,
unfair.
of course it's unfair. But what?
Arsenal already.
But
If you talk about what HUSAM just said, deep this Dave, Arsenal already lost 5 points, and now they change the law. 5 points adrift, huh? That's 2 games. 2 games already. The City, because City with a half game point, and Arsenal might have had 3 points. Because City couldn't even break them down with 10 men until the last second. Now
Back to 8.
we are talking about the Brighton game. Arsenal weren't gonna lose against Brighton at home. Let's just establish this. They were gonna get the 3 points if Rice wouldn't. People said, yeah, but Arsenal were not good before. But we know Arsenal 1-0 up, they were gonna defend the lead with 11 men. We know that. It was gonna happen. They would have defended the league. That's 2 more points and 2 more points for them against City and 1 point less for City. 5 points. And now you're telling me, oh, we changed the law after we give Arsenal 2 red cards that cost him 5 points.
Again, let me just say this. The Trossard one, 100% was a red card. The Saliba one,
Why?
I agree.
100% was a red card.
I agree with both of them.
Yeah,
Dave. Dave, I agree. But Diaz was not given a yellow card. Other people were not given cards.
I just wish. The problem is because the same person doesn't referee each game, you're obviously going to end up with inconsistencies because they're just 12 different referees.
No, but the same referee, Chris Kavanagh, refereed another game of Liverpool where Szoboszlai kicked the ball when he was already on a yellow card.
But again, I was going to say, I know that happened, but I don't think that's a conspiracy against Arsenal. I think that's the refereeing incompetence that we have bad referees in this country. That's what I genuinely believe it is. I don't think they're actively trying to seek out Arsenal. I just think they're
they aren't. I agree with this, Dave. I agree.
I think they're just bad, bro. My left
with the league.
Last year, my left back got his hair yanked. He got assaulted in the box, and they looked at it. They didn't give a red, and then they had another corner, and then they scored. But I didn't. But I wasn't sat there saying, "Oh, the referees are against us," and we were just there like it's bad refereeing. That when Liverpool last year were like, when Jamie Carragher was calling for, "Oh, we need to replay the game for fairness," everyone was looking at him like, "Bro, we can't do anything." Okay, the referees are just bad.
Look, here's what I'll say on this.
Bad for everyone. It's gonna be bad for everyone. Wolves last year would argue they lost out on 7-8 mil of prize money just because of referees. Yeah. But because it's Wolves, no one cares. The only reason people care is just Arsenal at the top of the league. So what's his name? Bournemouth got relegated because the goal line technology wasn't working. They just had to accept the relegation. If they got that point in that game, they would have stayed up. But again, because it's Bournemouth, nobody cares because there's not enough of them. It's just because it's Arsenal.
Look, I will say
there's not enough of them. It's crazy.
It's true. Bro, Bournemouth's got 10,000 people in there.
Man's underrated up Forest fans.
There's not enough of them.
There's not enough.
Noise.
Look, I think. So I'm gonna first try to explain why I think some Arsenal fans think that this thing could be happening against them. I think I do agree with what Mo said earlier. I don't think referees are against Arsenal, and I'm going to come to that point in a bit. I think sometimes they could have this notion, or they could have some sort of mindset that last season when that. Sorry, not notion. Yeah. Fair. I remember. I watched the stream. I remember.
There's no.
Last year, when the Newcastle thing happened, and then obviously Arteta said it's a disgrace, it went to court, and not court. I mean, it went like obviously to the officiating committee because like basically
the guy told you fraud. Stop laughing.
Yeah. Basically, it went like to committee. He was supposed to get fined, and actually they ruled in favor of Arteta, right? And they said actually he didn't do anything wrong and all that stuff. And I think there was documents that came out saying that basically the referees were not targeting Arteta, but they had it in their mind before game started that this guy will do this. This guy will come out of his box. This guy will say this. So pay attention, right? So I don't think that they were targeting him. I think sometimes as a referee, if you get into a game knowing this manager always does this crap or this player always does this crap, you get prepared for situations like this. That doesn't mean you're targeting them, but you wait for a little hint of something of that notion. Sorry, again, I love this notion. You wait for a little hint of something like that happening, you end up giving yellow cards. With that being said, Arsenal fans are not going to like me saying this. This conspiracy thing is just absolute crap. Mickey van de Ven, Saliba's was a red card against Evan Nelson, right? It's Bournemouth. We all know that. Mickey van de Ven's wasn't a red card. Tosin's wasn't a red card, right? If you understand football and you've seen what happened, there's a clear difference. Evan Nelson's ball was curling towards goal. If he wasn't fouled, he was going to run straight at Raya one-on-one. Whereas Diego Jota's chance and Ismail Assar's chance they were both running away from goal. The ball was curling away. There's a clear fundamental difference because the law says if it's a clear goal scoring opportunity, even if Jota wasn't fouled, what is he going to do? He was going to run to the outside. Even if Sar wasn't fouled, he was going to run to the left. People want to talk about this conspiracy. Yeah, but like we had a handball against Liverpool. Martin Odegaard's ball, the ball touched Martin Odegaard's hand clearly, and it wasn't given. 2 seasons ago when we beat Liverpool 3-2 at the Emirates, if people remember, they didn't draw the line for the first goal, the one we scored in the first minute. They kept looking at it, and then they came out saying, actually, we don't have the technology because there is no angle where we can clearly see and draw a line, right? And they ended up giving that goal because they had no conclusive evidence to rule it out. So we need to like be a bit careful with these kind of arguments. There are things that go in our favor, but we don't call them out. There's no conspiracy. I agree with what HUSAM and all the other guys are saying. It's just incompetent refereeing. That's it. The Declan Rice, by the way, I think it was extremely harsh. I don't think he should have been sent off because when there's been no evidence of something like that happening before, why should an example be made of him? And if an example is going to be made of him, then you better continue that with every single player. But Trossard 100% should have got sent off because you know this happened to us a couple of weeks ago. You heard the referee's whistle, you kicked the ball, and then you turned to the referee to complain. It was clear that you heard the whistle and then you kicked it. So I think there's no conspiracy. I think we just need to relax with that crap.
Wow. That's a big rant from an Arsenal fan, actually. It's a massive rant.
Yeah, I've been seeing it quite often, man.
They made a VAR table with the most decisions for and against Wolves. Arsenal, Liverpool have the most points lost by VARs since creation. City have the most points gained.
And that's my point. That's literally my point. That's why I say referees are afraid to make decisions against Manchester City. I don't know why.
But even that, I would say, is not a conspiracy, Hussam. I think that's also like a mental thing. You remember United when they were dominating, how a lot of decisions used to go for them.
That was even worse than now, by the way.
Yeah, 100%. I think a lot of referees, when they see these games, they're like, no, they probably didn't get fouled. No, they probably didn't do anything wrong. It's not on purpose because they're the best team.
Subconscious bias,
basically. Subconscious bias. You think like, nah, they're too good to get into this kind of thing. So yeah.
Frankie's saying, I don't know how, but watch these pigeonhole fools mess up the semi-auto offside when it gets implemented. They'll find a way. Bro, 100%. There is no playing. It's a very simple thing. You put it in, it works. You have the lines. You see the player. The computer draws the line. You only see which player to draw from, and that's it. It happens in Serie A. Has had it for 2 seasons. La Liga have had it for 2 seasons. It's very simple.
World Cup.
It's very simple.
I can't wait till after the international break. If they delay it again, I'm gonna do a pre-recorded stream cussing their mothers out.
Yes. I will never get
better. It's enough. يعني if Serie A can use it, they make $3,000 a week. خلاص يا أخي, we have to use it.
They actually literally make $3,000 a week. The referee, like in the game.
That's what I'm saying.
HUSAM is not lying, actually.
they have it in the Saudi league, they have it in the Emirati league. Like خلاص يا أخي, we're lying to each other يعني والله.
It will never get better because they treat PGMO like a sacred organization who must never be criticized. Most stop criticizing or you will get fined. A lot of people criticize the PGMO. A lot of pundits criticize the PGMO. I disagree with you, Gregory. The problem is, this is what you have. I promise you guys, in Italy, it's worse than this. In Spain, it's the same. It's always the same.
I don't think you're allowed to criticize the referees as much. If you get criticized the referees, you get fined as a player or a manager.
That's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's England, Italy, Spain, everywhere. Actually, in Spain, they criticize the referees more. The last minute goal is the great example of Arsenal fans. If that goal goes to VAR, they would cry even louder. It is overturned, blind to the handball and the foul by Kai Havertz.
It wasn't a handball. Go watch it again. It actually hit his.
Do you know that Kai Havertz elbowed Konate in the face and the ball landed exactly
like this?
Okay, hold on. Let me explain again. Kai Havertz touched the ball with his shoulder or arm. That hand was literally in Konate's face. So if Kai Havertz does not put his elbow and arm in Konati's head, Konati is the one who wins the header. Because Kai Havertz didn't win it with his head. Does that make sense? If you watch that one, Konati going for the ball, the timing is good, and he's about to win it, and Kai Havertz put his hand out for him. That's it. That's very simple. That is the case. But anyway, listen. It was 100%. Forget the handball, guys. The foul on Sabozla, you cannot lead with your arm, and I explained it in the video. I explained it in the video. But big up everyone that is here. With the injuries, nothing more to talk about for Arsenal. More injuries. Gabriel is good. Actually,
Look, he hasn't said when Gabriel will be back. He just said it's not serious. We need Timber is good. Timber's fine, which is good. We need these guys to be back because I think at the end of the Chelsea game, if we are still 5 points behind City, I genuinely think we win the league. Because if you look at our fixtures after
Say
that, we
that
have
again.
a run of
Say that again.
by the end of the Chelsea game. So when we're done with Chelsea, if we're still 5 points behind City,
So if you win the next 2 games,
or City drop points, let's say we drop and also City drop. The point is we need to keep that 5 points gap.
City are
I
dropping
think-
points to Bournemouth. Hope everyone.
Hopefully, I think so too. I think
and
so
what
too,
if you drop? What if Liverpool are ahead of you? You're not worried about Liverpool at all.
No. I'm saying as long as the gap is 5 points, but whoever stopped, whether it's Liverpool or City, if the gap is still 5 points, I think we win the league because our fixtures, people are not taking into account that our fixtures in the second half of the season are much more favorable than City and Liverpool. Much more favorable. Like up until we face City in the Emirates in Feb, our fixtures, like up until that game, we should be winning minimum 10 out of those 12 games. Minimum. If not like all 12 or at least 11 out of 12. And if we don't, then it's a huge problem. So we need Gabriel and Timber back for those games because if the gap gets bigger, I think it's over. Like I think City.
So
will
you
not
think
let go.
Fulham away is easy, Palace away is easy, Brentford away is easy, Brighton away is
I think
easy.
these are all. Yeah. I mean, we
All
beat
of these
Brighton
are
last 2
winnable
seasons.
games.
We beat Brighton last 2 seasons at their ground. We beat them comfortably, not even like just beat them.
This
Fulham,
Arsenal team. You believe this
Yes,
Arsenal
this-
team will go to Crystal Palace and dominate? Will go
We
to
did
Fulham
last
and
season and the
dominate?
season before. Fulham is the only game where I think it might be tricky, but I still think we can win that, which is why I said 10 out of 12. You're saying about Brighton and Crystal Palace, 2 teams we dominated the last 2 seasons at their ground.
Yes. Now let me ask you, Ashraf. Is this Arsenal team the same?
Yeah, if we have all the players back, of course, we're better, in fact. If we have our players back. Odegaard, apparently, I thought I said
The way you
we probably
play
put
is
international
more
break.
cautious. The way you play is not more cautious. I'm still
We're
not
playing
yet
more
seeing-
cautious because we don't have everyone. You cannot keep
Oh,
saying
okay.
that. You know, I saw one stream where you mentioned, I think it was you or someone on your channel who said, oh, Brighton had possession against them. Brighton always have possession against us. When we smashed them 3-0 and 2-0 last season, home and away, we had 48 and 42% possession. When we beat them 4-2 at their ground, they had 63% possession. We never have more possession against Brighton. We played this way so far because it's these teams. When we faced Leicester and Southampton, we played exactly how we played in the second half of last season. Why are people not taking the opponents into account? And injuries as well.
Yeah, let me do the super chat so we can get out of here, people. Gregory here is saying it will never get better because the PG Mall. We did that one. Aboudi here is saying, what's wrong with this Arsenal and not announcing returning players? Feel like they're always in the dark.
It feels
I'm
like they're
stuck.
all in the dark because of the dark arts, Habibi. They are all.
But I like it, Aboudi. Do you know, Aboudi, do you know why? It's point. Actually, the Liverpool game proved that you don't need to tell the opponent who's fit and who's not. It's very simple. It's very, very simple, Aboud. I like it. It's a good thing for them. It's not a bad thing. But listen, people, this has been absolutely fantastic and an amazing stream. We're closing in on 27,600. Of course, laid down a Turanga. Ashraf for getting Arsenal coming to Anfield game week 36.
We haven't lost their last 2
Week
seasons.
26.
So.
By then,
Exactly.
Arsenal
By
will know if
then-
they need a win or a draw or like as there
Yeah.
will be.
Arsenal could be okay by game week 36 losing at Anfield and Adi. So it depends.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Who never knows. Guys, hit that like button, guys. I don't know how many likes. We're not even on 500 likes, but we're 30 likes away from 500 likes. So hit that like button, guys, before you leave. Absolutely fantastic show. Man United fans are back, which is, I like it. Hit that like button. Don HUSAM, of course. Today, we got MHF at 8 p.m. UK. Then 9 p.m., it's going to be HUSAM with Flawless, Dio, Ahmed, and Giuseppe. What a panel you have. And I will be live with Mohamed Salah talking about Rodri, Ballon d'Or, Vini Jr. at 10:30. Of course, and if we could get Man United fan, we'll talk about Amorim and Ten Hag. I will see you guys soon. Thank you, Ashraf, for joining. Thanks, Dave, and also Dan Potts.
Redirect
Also-
MHF, Rod?
Yes, I think so.
I think
Absolutely.
so. There you go.
Yes, I
Can
did. I
redirect
did redirect.
Yeah.
I did. Yalla. We'll
Okay.
see you guys soon.
See you on
We're
MHF, guys.
out of here, people.